Yeah.
You know,
Exactly.
wants to bring down the system.
Do you want to bring down the system?
Do I want to bring down the system? What, are you fucking kidding me? The system's already a fucking mess.
Yeah, don't need to bring it
I'm
down.
just here.
It's bringing itself down.
Yeah, she sounds like a boring TikTok blogger right now.
You sound like a boring TikTok blogger.
Boring TikTok blogger?
You start to get older and a little wiser in life, and at some point you start to realize that essentially everybody you admired and have ever been inspired by is basically a complete fool.
Oh, fuck you. I'm the life of the party, you little shit. If I were on TikTok, I'd be the one making fun of all the basic bitches and their fucking avocado toast.
The fool of the hour today is Elon Musk, and God, I can't stand him.
That would be an epic picture to see Optimus walking around on the surface of Mars.
So pulling this back just to understand a bit clearer, we've got this genius inventor and innovator, but when you actually look at it, a lot of what he's tied to was acquired, funded, scaled with billions in government backing. Tesla and SpaceX have received billions in US government funding.
While SpaceX is a $16 billion revenue business, leaked documents show that XAI generated just $120 million in revenue during the first 9 months of 2025. To put that in perspective, XAI is currently burning through $1 billion a month to build its data centers. That means that XAI spends its entire annual revenue every 6 days. By merging the two businesses, Musk is using the moat of the rocket business to subsidize the astronomical costs of the AI business, all while asking the public to pay a massive premium for the privilege of owning shares.
Then he drifts hard into politics, which was a disaster from the start. Aligning himself with the current administration to help them get elected, donating millions upon millions to the campaign, spamming social media. One of the first big steps was the acquisition of Twitter and the rebrand to X. And what did the King of Free Speech give us as the new era of Twitter? More bots than humans, adult graphic content under random comment sections, crypto scams, an outdated feed, and so many other problems. Everyone in their own echo chamber cheering themselves on. And then there was the announcement of Doge, which sounded great on paper, the idea of shedding waste from government bureaucracy, but we all knew that was going nowhere. The fraud he uncovered was either not true or grandly overstated, and it was nothing compared to the billions that this current administration was getting ready to pump out.
If you look at just the first 100 hours of the war on Iran, the US spent $3.7 billion.
All right, but we set up Doge.
Yes.
How much do you think we can rip out?
I think we can do at least $2 trillion.
Yeah!
It was a staggering figure, nearly a third of all federal spending. It was also, according to Lutnick himself, completely off script. When they cancelled a government contract, they didn't count the amount of money actually being spent. They counted the maximum theoretical amount that could have been spent over the lifetime of the deal. One of the more egregious examples was a shelter for migrant children. Doge claimed a savings of $2.9 billion for cancelling his contract. In reality, the shelter had been empty for a year. The agency was only paying a small retainer to keep the facility on standby. The actual cash savings from cancelling the contract was only about 4% of the headline figure. This wasn't an isolated error, it was the entire Doge methodology.
The self-admitted ketamine user is really not all there. And he still isn't. His current battle is the culture war and the invasion in the UK. constant tweeting and retweeting about the invasion and how action must be taken. Trying to be edgy, anti-woke, trying to be funny, and it starts to just get so clear. He's here to just constantly shift the direction, shifting the focus of the conversation, getting everybody distracted. Someone who is not as smart as he thinks he is, and he's definitely not as cool as he thinks he is.
I read the same thing you did, probably.
Yeah. Well, I never know what the fuck I'm reading anymore.
Me neither.
Oh. It's a real problem.
It's a real problem.
It's a real problem on both
But you
sides.
say you get all your news from X. You don't watch the mainstream stuff. So you never know what's a lie or what's real anymore, and you get all your info from X, and that's the guy who runs X, and it's so funny that nobody could figure out what's real anymore. We caused it! You guys are like the most responsible two people for not knowing what's real anymore.
And his personal life is just as messed up as everything else. Multiple children, multiple baby mamas, child that hates him publicly, him declaring publicly that the child is dead to him. This is clearly an unstable individual. At a certain point, you put all this together and you step back and wonder, what kind of person lives like this? And why do we idolize the people that we do? Are all the billionaires as dumb and cringe as he is?
This crackhead gets paid billions by the government to track and spy on you. Let's take a look. This was at the annual Deal Book Summit that Karp did a few lines on the urinal right before he went on, seemingly. And this is how that went.
When we began talking, annoying each other 10 years ago, hopefully I'm annoying you as much as 10 years ago, or more. When I made a, you know this, every decision Palantir made, FDA's going public, building products, enterprise, large data sets, going to government, acknowledging American superiority, being pro-meritocracy, launching an AI platform, calling into question that AI models would actually be able to perform without orchestration. Every single one, our ontology, every single one of those.
Katie!
The question isn't about the sex with the underage women. The question is really about, why was he so protected?
Essentially, if done right, the X would be would serve people's financial needs to such a degree that over time it would become, I don't know, maybe half of the global financial system.
Wow.
Or some big number.
Okay.
I'm not sure what the number is, but pretty big. So it would be by far the biggest sort of financial institution if they said like the least amount of fraud, everything's real time.
Check this out. According to Check, a leading cybersecurity firm that tracks bots and fake users, a whopping 75.85% of traffic from X to its advertising clients' websites during the weekend of the Super Bowl was fake! I've never seen anything even remotely close to 50%, not to mention 76%, Check founder and CEO Guy hard-to-pronounce name told Mashable regarding X's fake traffic data. I'm amazed. I've never, ever, and they looked at this traffic coming from X and they're like, whoa!
This should be a mandatory video to watch for anyone before investing into Elon's ventures going forward.
You told Morgan Stanley that Twitter could be worth $200 to $300 billion under your ownership. Do you remember that?